Hello guys, welcome back. The first daily scoreboard of 2024. Very quickly, I did a fantastic video with Patrick, just a very brief, quick, his view on gold, silver, uranium. Check it out, definitely worth watching. Half an hour where he just shows what he does best, and that is give some perfect long-term visuals of each market. I had a blast, together with Patrick. It's my third time talking to him. So definitely I learned a lot as always. Check it out for sure. Give it a thumbs up and do your thing. Now we got to do the Twitter stuff. This is a few days old because I didn't do it the past 2 days. So it is what it is. Trend spider here. You can see do let's middle breakout retest. This is Google. Again, I don't know what happened today, but given the fact that the Nasdaq is down 2%, I'm actually quite curious, and I will check it afterwards here how it did act. Again, if we fall below here, that you should get a bit cautious if that is really the case. Trend spider once again buy. That 460 area is due for a retest. What he's calling for is this buy again. It did take some heavy damage today. Actually, we should have done the market update first. Anyways, we'll do that tomorrow. Rising wedge, you could see, a move all the way down to that zone here. I completely agree. That is just a beautiful, move down, retest, and then we will reset everything, maybe go higher. But also note these gaps here. That is just, when I see a chart with these kind of holes in it, it makes me wonder. JC Parrot here, Europe broadest stock market index is breaking out of its 52-week highs after over 2 decades of no progress. This looks a lot more like the beginning than the end. Again, one trend line or one trend zone, depending on how you want to pronounce it, says it all really. We have this horizontal line at roughly 400, high, 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 and then you have a false breakout here. That is the COVID madness all the way down, retest, and then maybe resumption. But definitely, the stocks Europe's 1600 index looks really bullish. Again, if we drop below that 400, let's call it 390. Again, that should spell concern to you. Trend spider again. Damn, a lot of trend spider here. I really like this chart here. Don't look down. This is NVIDIA. And for some reason, I'm very, I wouldn't say angry that I didn't find this trend, myself. It's quite, well, obvious, but I didn't find it, so maybe it wasn't that obvious. But definitely high here, 2002, November 21, and now 23 fighting. So again, until we break up from that channel, we will go for a huge parabolic move, or we will curl into the middle once again, maybe. But definitely that is an uptrend that has gone on for 25 years. So that's a long time. Pattern here, technical analysis, elevate versus URA, in for a bounce off of the arc, maybe. You can see here, taking it. The fact that it tagged twice in a row, I don't know if it's just me, but that's a bit of a concern to me. Also that big red, I think it's a weekly candle, I would assume. It's monthly, actually, even worse. So we have that big ugly candle. We need to get some ground here. Again, you have a trend line coming down here, which we need to break. So definitely this is a moment in time for elevate. Again, this is from yesterday, so we didn't take in I think it gained 6% this morning in Australia. Finding value, my good man Andy. Total bank credit was skidding sideways for a while in 2022, 2023, but perhaps we're in for moving higher again. You can see here it's starting to maybe curl up here again. So that's total banking credit. I would actually love to do some ratios with this stuff here. I might dig into some sort of rabbit hole. Thank you, Andy, for this one. Now I'm maybe not get some sleep tonight. Okay, trend spider again. What is it with trend spider? No, it's fine. He does some great charting. Neo again. I've also done Neo here. We have, this buy right here. I can't remember exactly. Roughly 9, I think the break was. And yeah, we could definitely just go sideways. But again, this looks like some sort of a decent place to put in a double bottom. Again, we haven't broken out or anything, but the risk reward here is just perfect. If we break out, you only risk like 7% and you have a massive move to the upside upon that break. So but again, you could spend half a year here, but I do think if this is the real deal, we will go up quite quickly, and then we go higher again for Neo. Again, getting below that zone, that spells trouble. JFong here, Bitcoin, gold, the Bitcoin divided by gold. Look at this clean, the 22 ratio is just clean as day, you can see pivot high, interaction, and then you can see it just dancing with the 22 touch here again, double top for now in this, uptrend. However, let's see if we really want to break it. If we break here, Bitcoin is going to outperform gold heavily, no doubt about it. So 22, I'm actually quite excited to see how it plays out for the remaining of the week. Maybe a bit more, depending on how fast it goes. But you could see that we have had a lot of, consolidation, and then some smaller ones here and here. So definitely this will be the 5th consolidation. And at some point in time, the breakout failed. So we will see. We will see. Bay here again, all-time high again for gold, divided by SGE in the first trading day 2024. The market data. So you can see here this I would assume the Chinese market. Again, I don't know exactly where it is, but you can see here all-time high for gold. That is intraday, I would assume. So definitely, again, gold doing insanely well in the East, in China and Hong Kong and so on. And I expect, even though gold is down a little bit today, we should actually look into that right now, the daily scoreboard. This is, I want to start actually first off with the Dixie, because that is actually what has been the biggest gainer today, roughly, 0.8%. Huge candle here getting back above the green, up 0.8%. Definitely this is the bottom for now. That is, in my view, quite obvious. And you have that, it's very bad drawn, but you have that trend right there. I think it's getting broken, and I think the Dixie is in for some sort of move. Look for that 103.5 level-ish. Again, then back to silver, only down, and I say only down 0.85%, given the fact that the Dixie has just been killing it. And the same for the US 10-year, actually. And also gold only down, roughly 0.2%. But definitely we're getting below that big level for me, that is this one here. That's the long-term 3-pivot high, all-time high, and we're getting below again. So that's not ideal. We also have this uptrend here. So let's see how it goes. But definitely gold down, but it did quite well. The only thing that I don't like is that topping tail right there. Not topping tail, but we have that wick on top of the daily. So gold to silver ratio. Oh, this is the first time looking at it for a very long time. You can actually see here we are kind of breaking. That is not ideal. Actually, that's very, very bad. Not just for gold and silver, but that's for overall markets when you see these spike ups here in gold. If that is the case, gold going down, silver going down more, that is usually where things get really, really bad. Both in the stock market and crypto, whatever, it doesn't matter. That is one to watch. I didn't actually see it until today, so yikes. That 80, 88 is still the level to breach. It looks, I don't want to say it. It does. Bitcoin does quite well today, up 2%. Again, we have broken this initial uptrend here from 26,000 until we hit our target, the inverted head and shoulders. Now we're coming from below again with a bit of a wick on top here. Again, let's see where Bitcoin takes us. The WGI oil down 1%. Again, tagged the trend line and came down. I think we're going down to that 66 at least. Here in this green orange support zone, roughly 66 still in play. The GDX did underperform gold today, down 1.5%. Coming in for a big level, the 30, the big 30 that needs to hold. I cannot stress it enough. Yes, you have some trend lines coming here that might, but still, I really want to hold that 30. That's the neckline from that pattern there. So hopefully we hold. Still, again, I want to zoom a bit out here again, down 2.6% today. So again, heavily underperforming. But basically, we're just retesting this zone here. Again, we want to see that $27 level hold. But bad day for silver miners. It is what it is. And I also think the reason why they dropped so much was that actually gold and silver was up quite big, before we hit the US Open, and then it dropped down heavily. So again, nothing new in the uranium spot market. Again, 91, nothing to add here. URNM down roughly 2%, a bit below 2%. I added in like the last savior trend line here. For some reason, it hasn't updated yet. So if I do wick to wick, that is it. Wick, 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 and then we will see. You know, I don't want to lose actually this level here, because that means we are just breaking a lot of support here in the shorter term. So look for that 46. That is the big one to lose. If we lose that, I think we're in for some sort of correction down to these pivot highs here, depending on how low we go, but definitely that's not ideal. URNM, again, obviously underperforming. You know, if spot price is not moving and URNM is down, we are also down here again. I want to actually add in that bad boy right there. That is the one to look for. So two scenarios, again, sounds a bit boring, but if we don't hold here, we have the third touch, but we didn't gain that much ground. We basically just closed that gap here. If we get below this low, then I think URNM will do heavily underperformance against spot price. Again, I don't think the spot price will go down as much. I think at best it will stall, or at worst it will stall. So huge, like, you know, the hockey stick move down, big capitulation. But however, we have come down quite far actually. So again, how long further can we go really? But definitely want to watch here that blue trend line right there. Look for it. Again, the US 10-year again actually did quite well. You know, spiked up early, actually at the open, and then just came down and now just went sideways. Definitely also 2% up here. As we talked about, we are kind of looking for that, you know, retrace move right here. We will see how high we go, but definitely dollar and the rates doing insanely well at the start of this year. I don't think many people did expect that. Stocks for today, I just want to briefly, why isn't it the, oh yeah, I found EFR, that is energy fuels, I found, and again, why I haven't found that in the first place, again, in the hindsight, it's easy to see, right? This is one big parallel channel coming here, have it there, touch, almost here, but then we touched here. So what I'm looking at right now, and I've actually deleted a lot of short-term stuff here. You can see it here. We are in this blue squeeze. It's quite well defined. If we go sideways, fine, we will probably break to the upside. However, if we lose that one, that's also still, maybe we did make a higher high there, but anyways, if we lose that blue line here, I'm getting very worried in the short term for energy fuels in the short term, obviously. But definitely want to watch here. Again, NEO, as we talked about, want to go to the daily. Again, you can see it here. The break was roughly here at 8, and then we come retest, and I think we'll do yet another retest down to roughly 8. As long as this low holds, you're all good. So again, if we risk from 8 down to roughly 7, that's $1. Again, the upside potential is at least, you know, if we break like a double, so you have a great risk reward still, depending on how you want to play it. SIL, I want to show you SIL. Actually, we just did that in the, I just noticed we did that just like a moment ago. Again, we're just retesting that huge green zone, the double band here, very important. The Dixie we also covered. Actually, we covered most of them. I didn't realize this. This one, CNX, I actually found very, very interesting. Why? Because we're now down to that level here again at roughly 1.6. And what's more exciting is, is actually the formation which we are coming down into it. So this is roughly 2-year long. You can see the green here, tag, breakout, retest, and now we also have this yellow bullish falling wedge. So if you see a move up here, preferred on volume, we have some volume today, actually, that's quite nice. So if we get above, you know, roughly maybe 1.9, give or take, but if we see that break here, big green candles on volume, that is a great entry. Again, you can have the lows below, but that is just a massive entry. A lot of support. And also, if you look longer term, you could argue, that that is, you know, how we're going to play it. So, but definitely this is one to watch here again, right here. If we're getting above 2, then it's a no-brainer in my view. So CNX, that is copper. More or less only copper, if I remember correctly. It's a bigger one, so definitely look into that. Well, actually, it's a smaller one. It's only 30 million, but I thought it was like 1 billion. So anyways, definitely a great setup right here for CNX. Take it as you may. All right, that's all I had for today. Again, bit of a bearish start to the year. For you can see the Nasdaq, SPX also getting killed quite a bit, and commodities overall. The only thing that actually done quite well is Bitcoin did well, but given the retrace, I think it was up 5% intraday, and it came down to the highs here. It's a very important level to hold. That pivot high here, roughly 45,000. Yeah, and again, the Dixie and rates just killing it here in the the first day of the trading. So yeah, I think we're in for a bit more pain here. Starting off 2024. That's it, guys. Again, check out my video with Patrick. Gold, silver, uranium, long-term stuff, quarterly candles, yearly candles, and just some great overall explanations on when to enter and when to exit. Very simple stuff, in quotes, obviously, but still, I enjoyed it very, very much. Thank you, guys. Stay safe, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.